He is still in Irene in Pretoria, where the ANC is meeting veterans. Let's cross live to him for an update. Aldrin, good afternoon to you once again. Do tell us, is the meeting still on?
Well, yes, Alicia, that meeting is still continued. The ANC's veterans who met the ANC's National Working Committee on Monday are now sitting down for a feedback session. The meeting started off, of course, with the ANC veterans. The number has now dwindled down. It's a smaller group representing the entire 129 members of the ANC veterans that met on Monday. The number is now small. It includes the likes of Reverend Frank Chikane as well as Frini Jinwala, who's also actually the deputy chair of the ANC's Integrity Committee, as well as various other ANC veterans who are part of this meeting that is currently taking place. So a presentation has been delivered to the ANC's National Working Committee, which includes President Jacob Zuma, the Deputy President of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, as well as various other ANC NEC members, including the likes of the Minister of Home Affairs, who's also part of the National Working Committee, that is sitting and listening into this presentation. One of the big issues that the veterans want is that they want the ANC to constitute or call upon a consultative conference. They say the consultative conference is necessary following what happened during the elections, where the ANC's numbers dwindled to about 8% across the board at the local municipal elections, and as well issues that the ANC has been facing internally as well, which looks at which pinpoints issues around the leadership of the ANC. But the veterans have made it clear that they are not calling on President Jacob Zuma to resign. They say those calls that have been made by ANC veterans who are calls that have been made by individuals, like the likes of Sipho Pityana, who started the Save SA campaign. And remember that he has made it clear that President Jacob should resign. But of course, the ANC also clarifying earlier on, Zizi Kodwa clarifying and saying that the ANC veterans are distancing themselves from Save SA. And that's the reason why on Wednesday, when Sipho Pityana had that press briefing where he called on members of the public to sign on a vote of no confidence against President Jacob Zuma, they only had one ANC veteran, if I'm not mistaken, Ahmed Kathrada, who was part of that delegation. A
very quick one, Aldrin. Besides the call to step down, we've heard that the ANC has strongly dismissed media reports on the fact that the president will appear before the Integrity Commission. Do tell us more about that.
Well, yes, Zizi Kodwa did indicate, and as well in that insert that we just played now, where he did say that President Jacob Zuma will not be appearing before the Integrity Committee, but rather he will be meeting with the Integrity Committee. So they'll be meeting on various issues that have faced the party. And quite interesting, though, is that you have the likes of Frini Jinwala, who is the deputy chair of that committee, who will be part of that meeting, of course, and she has been quite vocal about the kind of leadership that the ANC currently face. So one can only guess what type of conversation, what type of tone that meeting will have when that meeting takes place on the 3rd of December with regards to President Jacob Zuma. But one thing is for sure, one thing that the committee can't shy away from is that despite the allegations, various allegations that President Jacob Zuma has faced, whether it's the 783 corruption charges, whether it is in Nkandla or the Constitutional Court ruling where the president was found to have failed to protect, uphold and uphold the Constitution, the Integrity Committee of the ANC has failed to call President Jacob Zuma to appear before it. Many have made the comparison, and they said, look at the chairperson of the ANC in the Western Cape, Marius Fransman, who was accused of rape. He appeared before the Integrity Committee, and the decision was then taken that he be suspended. It's still unclear whether he will appeal that suspension, but the questions have been raised that why isn't President Jacob Zuma being called to appear before the Integrity Committee? And as Zizi Kodwa indicated also in that interview as well, is that it's up to the Integrity Committee who exactly they will call to appear before the Integrity Committee. And I guess after that meeting takes place, hopefully we do get an opportunity as the media to sit with the Integrity Committee and ask them questions about exactly what has happened and why there seems to be these double standards when it comes to charges that the Integrity Committee lays against members of the ANC.
Thank you for that update. Aldrin, some peer live tours from the ANC's NEC meeting out in Irene in Pretoria.